Well, hello YouTube, Denny back here, back in the Jeep in the south sort of area of Edmonton. Yeah, back with another video. And I just first of all wanted to again say thanks to the new subscribers. Hopefully you are enjoying my content, the videos. A special shout out to Mr. Martin Blair. He's another YouTuber. He lives here in my city. We kind of been communicating. We watch and share each other's videos. He's an interesting guy. Definitely check out his channel. He is unique in that he's almost at retirement age, but basically living the a 20-year-old's hustle culture lifestyle. So Martin Blair, BLAIR, check it out. And thanks to him for he shouted me out on his channel, so that's why I'm mentioning that. He was kind enough to do that. He didn't really need to, so thanks, brother. Yeah, I'm a bit tired today. Just got off a job. I got my wrinkly shirt because I had a sweater over top and I was at a job site and it was indoors and I just started sweating. So as soon as I got in my vehicle, I took the sweater off and now I'm got like just trying to dry out here. I'm tired today. I was out late last night. I had some visitors in town from Winnipeg. I got my cousins here and my female cousin who is here with her husband and their kids, and we were hanging out and having some drinks and chatting, and one of the subjects that came out of the many was just a small thing, and I decided that it was part of a bigger picture, and that's how the values and morals and principles and virtues change from generation to generation. And with some people it stays constant through there. Now there's a lot of discussion, and it's in the mainstream now that, you know, millennials and Gen Z get a bad rap for being lazy or addicted to their phones, and they just living under a different value system. Now that could be true in general. You know, I'm not sure. Of course, I'm not going to be able to talk to every single Gen Z and millennial on the planet to know where their headspace is at and what their work ethic is and what their morals are and values. But we have to, just for the sake of, you know, thought experiments and for the sake of conversation and progressing and solving problems, we need to make generalizations. So I will attempt to do that. Again, I have zero scripts here. I just had a couple ideas in my head here. So this idea that morals and values have changed and we wonder if they're ever going to be coming back, and there seems to be a decline in morality and a decline in trust. We live in a very low trust society, especially here in the West. We don't leave our doors unlocked. We don't trust strangers, and maybe for good reason. The crime rates have increased in almost every major city in North America in the past decade. And yeah, a lot of challenges economically, of course. But I remember growing up, and as I said, I'm in my 40s, I'm a young Gen Xer. Just in my family specifically, we were really taught the value of hard work, the virtues of resilience and not giving up and trying to stay strong in the face of adversity. Other values like ownership of property, ownership of products and a home was something very highly valued. And I just wonder if all that's been basically deteriorating. I mean, now I know it's difficult I'm sure a lot of younger people would like to own a home, and maybe they do value ownership, but everything seems to be going away from that now. How much of that is the fault of just socioeconomics and geopolitics, and how much is it of a general attitude of the younger generations of maybe they don't value ownership, maybe they're just content on renting and borrowing and living off subscriptions, and all that's just what they're accustomed to, and that's what they value now. And they don't really appreciate maybe what the boomers were like, and what the Gen X people who saved up and worked hard to buy homes. Now, I have heard the argument of boomers having it way easier because it was way less expensive and just easier in general to own something in the 60s and 70s. Economic reasons, of course. So I can't really say whether boomers necessarily worked like extremely hard and that's why they have things, or if it was just their environment that made everything attainable. Could be a bit of both. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a boomer. I know my parents, who were basically boomers, really struggled. They were immigrants and they started from the ground up with zero and took shitty jobs and struggled, worked really hard, went into debt, all that stuff. And eventually, they made a living, but never really prospered and never really attained any wealth that maybe the 20% of the wealthier people have now here. So yeah, we're still very middle class, middle to lower class, blue collar people. And I'm the same way, that's kind of, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, as they say. So I've never been, educated or had these opportunities to really be a high income earner. I just have some trade skills, and that's what I rely on. I'm a locksmith, by the way, if you're watching for the first time. But yeah, anyways, these morals or these values and virtues, I just wonder, are they not appreciated anymore by anybody? Maybe across the board, maybe even older people have given up. Maybe they're just so broken that they figure hard work is not sustainable, and it's not getting them anywhere. But to be strong in those core values of resilience and strength, it kind of goes against that principle if you're just gonna throw your hands up and say, well, this is all in my environment, this isn't in my control, this is the government doing this is whatever system you want to blame, greed, corporations, criminals, whatever excuse you have. I mean, I'm sure they're valid, but what do you do? And I touched on this in my video that got almost 10,000 views now. It's called hard work is not enough anymore. And as I said there, it may not be, but what choice do you have? Just if you push on and plow through, at least you have a fighting chance. So I'm not sure what the alternative is. If I just gave up and said, well, there's nothing I could do here, that probably wouldn't end very well for me. I don't know what the situation I'm in now is difficult enough. Like I say, it's not dire. I'm making ends meet, and I'm working and earning a living and paying off a condo that's going to be paid off soon. And then I could start repaying some other debts. So it just never ends, but at least there's some goals to shoot for. And maybe that's what's missing in these past couple generations is just maybe resilience is not appreciated as much. Maybe just a reliance, maybe that influences how people vote now. It's this idea that somebody's just going to swoop in and save the day just by you going and voting a certain way. But I really don't think anybody's coming to help us. And we need to bring back at least some of those virtues of hard work, and not just hard work, but going above and beyond and not giving up. And like I say, resilience and perseverance, very important. Pushing harder even when you don't feel like it, and just keep going until the wheels fall off, till you literally can't do it. And then it is what it is. You leave it in God's hands. But I think God has a plan for all of us, and I think he wants us to push on and be strong and brave and bring back some of those values that we used to cherish, like bravery and defiance. Men used to march into battle, to save their villages and fight for their people. And we can't even fight for ourselves. We want someone to come save us and help us at every turn. Maybe a lot of this is just up to us. And I know there's forces at play, and we're being held down to some extent, and there's corruption, and you could blame any type of system on some of the challenges. Like, you could look at capitalism, you could look at some of the socialist or communist countries where people were starving as well, and many people died. At least in the capitalist system, we found throughout my life that it gave my parents an opportunity, and it gave me an opportunity. I mean, I'm here working for myself, and nobody's really stopped me. And I get to be my own boss, and I get to set my own prices and just be my own man. And even though it's challenging and scary, it's fun. And when times do get tough, that's, I think, what separates certain groups of people. When it gets really tough, you can curl up in a fetal position and just hope things get better, and and try to not get too scratched up and scarred up by life. Or you could face it head on and just double down and just go even harder at your problems. Take it as a challenge, as see what you're made of. If you get through rocky roads and you get back onto a smooth road, you look back and you could be proud. Like we don't have pride anymore in hard work and accomplishments. We don't build things and look at what we build. This is amazing, right? Everything has to come to us. We order our food, comes right to the door. People are cooking for us. Everything's borrowed and rented and leased, and we don't own anything. And I know it's tough to own things, even a vehicle these days. A lot of young people, if they can't find a job, there's no way you'd get approved for a car loan, that's for sure. You're looking at these days, for your average car, at least $400 to $500 a month just in your loan payments that you have to keep paying for the next 5 to 6 years, on top of your insurance and all the other expenses. So I know it is tough, and I know this is similar to my video on a similar topic, but yeah, I was just thinking about these virtues, and have they gone away? Have they disappeared? Have people given up? Can we bring those back? Am I underestimating Gen Z and millennials, are they tougher than I give them credit for because of the environment? It's different challenges now, so maybe in some way they are more resilient, and you got to keep up with all the technology. And even though technology's made things easier, arguably, you can look anything up online and get answers. Even back when I was in my early 20s, we didn't have as many resources. The internet was around, but you didn't have like Google and YouTube and all these Wikipedia, where they had the world's information at your fingertips. And we definitely didn't have smartphones. We had to use maps. What do they call those maps you used to get at the gas station? Can't think of it. Rand? Something like that. Nally? Leave it in the comments. What's the name of those fucking map books that you'd have to get? Or you just have to know your way around, drive around till you found what you were looking for. So yeah, it's easier in some ways, difficult in other ways. I understand. Every generation has its challenges. But I've just found that a lot of these values seem to be deteriorating, and everybody just wants things to be done for them by the government or by their parents or by corporations. They expect corporations just to hand out a high salary just because you're there and you need it. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting topic of discussion. I know it just the way I was raised, and these values are important, and even other morals like honesty and integrity seem to be going down. You don't. It almost seems more acceptable to lie these days and to manipulate, and you can justify it by, I just do what I need to do. And a lot more dishonesty these days. People scamming you. The amount of scams happening now is rampant. It's more than it's ever been. That's another challenge. And the fact that there's literally like millions of people that do these scams and have no moral, that their conscience isn't affected. They still sleep at night is amazing. I wasn't raised that way, and I sure to God hope that the vast majority of people still hold those morals true of honesty and not purposely hurting people for your own benefit. That's definitely one of the main lessons in the Bible as well. So yeah, that stuff seems to be disappearing. A lot more degeneracy out there. Just the way people are making a living these days is kind of sad, and I don't know if there's any coming back from it, or how things are going to change and evolve. But yeah, it's not looking good overall. But I would just hope that people watching this video share my sentiments and were raised the right way. At least in my opinion, what was the right way, with honesty, hard work, integrity, staying strong, being honest, and just living your life authentically, being real with everyone, especially the people closest to you, and helping whenever you can. That's also important. A lot of selfishness now, and I'm guilty of it too. It happens. We have our moments where we look after ourselves and kind of forget that there's other people. And just remember, you help somebody, they may come back and help you. Karma is a thing, and even though it's not evident right away, you may help somebody and maybe it takes years for it to come back, but I believe it will. So there's that value as well of helping others. That's very important. I think that's disappearing a little bit. People are more isolated now. They stay home. There's not a sense of community like there used to be. And yeah, people just fending for themselves and waiting for probably a big government person or something to take over instead of taking control of the wheel and lacing up your boots a bit tighter and going out and trying to kick some ass, at least giving it your best shot. Anyways, that's what I had to say today on that topic. Let me know, are the values you grew up with declining? How do you handle life in the modern era when it comes to that? Do you still believe in hard work? Is it still worth it? Is being honest worth it? How do you feel about all that? Let me know, and please leave a comment, subscribe if you like. I've also, on the advice of some people, I'm not monetized, but I am looking to, now that I've decided I want to do more videos, I've gone past the little probation phase that I gave myself of, about 20 or so videos, see how I like it, if it's something I wanted to do. And I think I want to do this for a while, and, I'm not monetized, but I did put my PayPal link in the description. It's in my channel description, and I'll put it in this video at the bottom. And yeah, there's just a link you click on, and there's no minimum amount. If you enjoy this and you get something out of these videos and you want to support me that way, feel free, but definitely don't feel you need to. Yeah, thank you once again, and I hope you have a pleasant rest of the week. Be careful out there, be strong, push through, and everything will take care of itself. God bless you. On the next one, Denny out.